What's up? We're back with some more Little Cup action, and today we're going to be watching some Smogon Champions League games, and these games are the best of the best. You have the best Little Cup players playing against each other, and we are going to showcase Zigzagoon. Now, Zigzagoon is a very powerful sweeper with extreme speed and belly drum, so let's just see how it goes and works in practice. So looking at the matchup right now, Kitler is actually really weak to Zigzagoon. Vulpix gets one-hit KO'd, Diglett one-hit KO'd, Mianfu one-hit KO'd. Fungus only gets one-hit KO'd if there are Stealth Rocks up. If there are no Stealth Rocks, Zigzagoon does not one-hit KO. Frillish doesn't get one-hit KO'd because it's a ghost type by extreme speed, but it gets one-hit KO'd by Thief, which is very common on Zigzagoon, and Natu gets one-hit KO'd as well. From Decay's point of view, the game is going to be about getting Stealth Rock up, because if he can get Stealth Rock up, then Fungus is going to die to extreme speed. And setting up Zigzagoon is actually really easy. The main challenge is setting up Stealth Rock. So let's see how Decay goes in with his Zigzagoon team. We see the lead matchup, we see Poniard versus Mianfu. Now this looks like a bad matchup, Poniard versus a Mianfu, but typically when you have these hyper-offensive Zigzagoon style teams, what you're going to see is that the Poniard is going to be inner focus with focus sash. And the whole point of that is that you can lead against Mianfu. So Mianfu, even if it uses high jump kick, you have your focus sash. If it uses fake out, you have inner focus. And using that, you can actually stealth rock on the Mianfu. So Kitler knows that these are the two best players in Little Cup, they know what they're doing, and he can pretty much deduce that it is, in fact, inner focus sash Poniard. So he makes a good play, and what he does is he U-turns into Natu. And this is going to be very important, because if you think about it, oh, Natu is really risky, because it switches into Poniard. But you have to think broader, you have to think big game plan, what is going on right now. Natu is not going to be useful. It loses to Porygon, it loses to Magami, it loses to Sinistea, it loses to Zigzagoon. Natu is not very useful as a Pokemon, as a defensive or offensive check, but it is useful for keeping hazards off. And Kitler knows that he has to keep hazards off for Fungus. He knows that, right? So what's going to happen is, from his point of view, his best case scenario is Poniard uses Stealth Rock, he bounces it, it's fine. But even if Poniard predicts the Natu and uses knockoff, Natu will die, right? But he's okay with Natu dying because it's not useful. But when Natu dies, he can immediately go to Diglett and then trap the Poniard. And when the Poniard is trapped, Poniard will faint and there's no more Stealth Rock. And if there's no more Stealth Rock, Fungus can beat Zigzagoon. So a really good play from Kitler to go Natu on the Poniard, understanding that even if he faints, it is worth it because he is denying Stealth Rock. Good understanding from Kitler. But Decay sees a good play and he says, you know what, I'm going to make a great play. And he reveals he's Rock Polished Poniard. And the whole point of Rock Polished Poniard is that even now, if he clicks knockoff and it's the Natu, Diglett cannot revenge kill and deny Stealth Rock. Poniard can outspeed and get the Stealth Rock up. So a good play by Kitler matched with a great play by Decay, and now Stealth Rocks are going to get up because you can't stop the Stealth Rock anymore. Kitler goes Mianfu on the knockoff, gets hit, but now Decay is going to get what he wants. He gets the Stealth Rock up. So he was able to outmaneuver the Natu. And now he goes to Sinistea. And Kitler is already in trouble because all Zigzagoon needs to do is set up an extreme speed. If I set up a belly drum. If it sets up the belly drum, it's game over. So he goes to Sinistea because obviously you can't set up Zigzagoon on Mianfu. So he forces the Mianfu out. So what he does is he uses Nasty Plot, gets a weak armor boost, and now he puts Sinistea into a very threatening position, a very demanding position. Kitler sacks Natu here to Shadow Ball, and then he goes to Diglett because Diglett is probably the only thing that can take on Sinistea. Decay makes a nice waiting move and he goes to Will-O-Wisp here. And this is very important. He could have Shadow Balled, but he didn't know if the Diglett had Sucker Punch or not. So he makes a really important waiting move and he uses Will-O-Wisp. And that sets up the Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon can do whatever it wants versus a bird Diglett. He tries to go to Fungus, but again, Fungus is not going to survive because of that crucial Stealth Rock damage. Belly Drum, and now it's over. Extreme Speed is going to knock out the Fungus, and then Frillish comes in later, but it's not going to be good enough. Thief feints the Frillish, and Zigzagoon wins the game. A total masterclass of illustrating how to overcome the Natu, and then how to sweep with Zigzagoon. But that's not the only game where Zigzagoon had a really good time. We look at one more game. This game is between Luroxel and Bulacroak. And here we actually have a double Zigzagoon. And from each person's point of view, from Luroxel's point of view, he doesn't know if the Abra is Focus Sash or not. And he knows he has to get rid of Poniard somehow, some way. And from Bullet point of view, his job is a little bit easier. He does have to worry about Focus Sash Abra, but Dwebble is relatively easier to break down than a Poniard. Going to be a similar. Break down the checks, check that Abra, what item is it, and then go to Zigzagoon. So we see the Laroxel lead, and Laroxel seems to win the lead matchup. His Inner Focus Abra gets the Psychic, and it looks good, right? 6 versus 5. But from Bullet point of view, he is actually really happy that this happened. And the reason is because this Abra has revealed itself to not be Focus Sash. If he didn't know that, if he thought this was Focus Sash or had to prepare for the fact it may be Focus Sash, then Zigzagoon could never sweep. But even though he's lost a Pokemon, he's understood that the Abra is in fact not Focus Sash. So really good news for Zigzagoon in the back right now. So he goes to Diglett to trap kill the Abra. And now Laroxel has an interesting decision to make. He goes to Dwebble. And now Bullet goes to Poniard and Dwebble gets the spikes up. Dwebble knocks off the Poniard, and then Bullet knocks off the Dwebble. And this is very important, because both sides, their Zigzagoon check is getting weakened. Poniard is getting weakened, and Dwebble is getting weakened. So it's very important. Zigzagoon is now completely in play for Bullet and Zigzagoon is in play for Laroxel as soon as he finds out the Abra's item. So we keep going. They both trade the knocks off right now, and Laroxel is content with getting the hazards up, so is Bullet. He gets Stealth Rock up, he's getting spikes up, and he feints the Dwebble here. And now Laroxel goes to Ponyta. And he goes for the Flame Charge so that he can outspeed everything on Bullet team. But Bullet throws a complete curveball. Bullet is Scarf Diglett. He throws a Memento on Ponyta. Ponyta uses Flare Blitz, but Zigzagoon, with the Memento support, eats that Flare Blitz up, goes to full, eats that Belly Drum, and now it's over, because the Abra is not Focus Sash, and the Dwebble was removed. And nothing you can do can stop Zigzagoon anymore. So the Zigzagoon showcase comes in, he can try whatever he wants. He tries to go to Grookey, for example, but everything is going to die to extreme speed. And he has one last chance with the Zigzagoon speed tie right now. But Zigzagoon is actually really bulky, and it lives the extreme speed on the speed tie, feints the Zigzagoon here, and now the only hope is Carvanha getting 5 protects in a row to stall out extreme speed. He tries 1, extreme speed doesn't work here, and he's going to try for 1 more, and he needs 5, so it's not going to happen. He just gives up at this point. He doesn't get it, he gives up, and now Zigzagoon wins another game. So Zigzagoon wins 2 games in Smogon's Champions League. And I'm always a Zigzagoon fan. I've been a big supporter, so it's really nice to see 2 games where Zigzagoon executed very systematically. You remove the check, and then you go and finish. You remove Dwebble. And here, you didn't even need to remove Dwebble. All you had to do was get Stealth Rock up for Fungus. So really, really happy to see Zigzagoon on the big stage. And as always, if you like these Little Cup videos, make sure to let me know in the comments that you do like Little Cup, because I do a lot of content. I do OU, I do RU, I do UU, I do Little Cup. Let me know what tiers you like in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe. But thank you.